gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to yet another episode of Perth Podcast, Athlete Things, Road to Worlds 2024, Lithuania. I'm Bobby Tan from Perth Motion, and joining us today as our guest speaker, we have Vicky. How are you doing today?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm doing good.
Awesome. So, this is Vicky's second appearance on the podcast, and I believe the first podcast was on your performance on Worlds last year in Malta.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, awesome. So, if you guys don't know, Vicky is also our two-time national champion, U47 Opens, and also our Performotion sponsored athlete. So, today, I have brought you back to this podcast for the second time. We do want to talk about your performance at nationals and what you hope to achieve in Lithuania in about 12 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So, first off, you tell me more about how you felt regarding your performance at nationals.
I think it was better than what I did at States, but obviously I'm still not happy with my performance. And I think I'm quite harsh on myself, and I set like a really high standard for myself, set high goals. And so when I fall short, I just feel really disappointed and I'm really hard on myself.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like with every
No, go for it. Good.
With every comp, I do learn a lot about myself and like myself as an athlete. So like with States, I had a really big cut. So I was sitting at around like 49 kilos, and then I got cut and water cut down to 47. Like I just made 47 on the dot. And I felt like on that day, it really affected my performance. And so
felt like shit.
State, yeah, I just felt so shit. And especially like squats. My main issue is the squats not showing up after a cut. Yeah. And so after States, I was determined to get a nutritionist so that I could like sit a bit lower in training so that I wouldn't have to do such a big cut. Yeah. So that was like what it was like going into Nats.
Right. You did tell us about your takeaways from States. So what have you learned more about yourself as an athlete after nationals?
With nationals, it was my composure. So it took me like 3 years to realize what kind of lifter I am on the platform, right? So like, you get the super heights, then you get the calm, like there's like all these different styles. Yeah. And I thought that being hyped would help me, but it actually doesn't. Like, I think I learned from nationals that me just being calm and like focusing on my breathing, I was able to brace better and like just, I guess, be more composed. And so I wasn't like frantic. I wasn't feeling nervous. Yeah. So I think that's the way for me. It's just like to really just take it chill, control my breathing and get a really good brace right before that lift.
Awesome. So would you say that you found that out about yourself as you went on with the peak for nationals, or did you find out as an eureka moment for like on the meet itself?
It was like for my squat warm-ups. So I was warming up and then I like the second warm-up, maybe it was 110 or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, why does it feel shit? Like 110, come on, it's like meant to be easy. And I noticed that I was breathing really heavy. And I'm like, hey, maybe my bracing is a little bit off. So after that warm-up set, then I tried to just like really calm myself down and like take slow, deep breaths. And then after that, my warm-ups just flew. And then on the platform, like squats just felt so good. Even though I missed my third attempt, but it was actually like it was way better than what I had at States, or just like how the weight felt
States.
on my back.
Yeah. Right. And it just goes to show, even like a top tier athlete as yourself, you can always find moments, even before you step on the platform, you can still find like
Yeah.
things to work on and things to improve. And I think
Yeah.
that's something that is really good, because not a lot of people can be as reflective as on their performance as well.
Yeah.
So I hope moving on to Worlds, moving past Worlds, I hope you have something to take back away from as well.
Yeah.
So tell me more about your performance in terms of numbers for nationals,
Yeah.
and why you weren't happy. Maybe there were expectations that you wanted to hit a certain number and you didn't hit them, or yeah.
So first was squats. So I missed my third attempt. But during prep, because I started that weight cut, I was sitting like around 47 to 48, maybe 1 month out, and I feel like there wasn't enough time for my body to adjust. So like I was still struggling a lot with squats in prep as well, and like even like 130, 135 would be so hard in training, and normally it's like doable weight for me. Yeah. And so
Right.
I knew like going into Nats that I wasn't going to be hitting like a squat PB or anything, but in my mind I'm like, if I can
PR,
just
right.
get like at least 135, then like I'll be okay with it, given the circumstances that I didn't have a really like great prep. But yeah, I guess missing that third squat just always stings no matter what.
Yeah, like it's the first event of the day, you want to start things right, and
Yeah.
then like, yeah,
And I think I
it's
have
all
like
good.
a third squat curse right now. So I've missed my third attempt for the last maybe
Have you missed?
three comps. So I feel like I need to break that curse.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see that in Lithuania.
Yeah. And then with bench, I'm really happy with bench. So I hit a
Right.
PR. That took like over a year, I think, to finally chip my old bench record. But I think that
Right.
was also
What
a
was
lot
it
of
previously
like,
held by you?
yeah,
Was it previously held
in the
by you?
different,
Right.
in the different federation.
In a different federation?
We
Right.
won't talk about
Yeah.
the one that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So with like the bench step rule, it took me over a year to kind of like figure out what works for me, and then building that strength back as well. Yeah. So finally I was able to PR my bench on the platform. So bench was good. Bench never gets affected by any sort of like weight cut that I do. And I feel like it's the lift that consistently shows up on the
Oh, that's
platform.
awesome.
Yeah. And
Right.
deadlifts, it was at a decent prep for deadlifts, but no one knows this except like my close friends. But I'll share the story anyway because it's funny.
All right.
So the very last deadlift session of prep, I went to Breakthrough and I was training with some of my friends. And I don't know if you know James.
Yeah.
James Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after my last warm up, he was being a nice guy and he's like, "Oh, what weight do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, put 170 on." And then I trusted him to load the weight for me. And then when I went to lift the weight, like one side came up first and then the other side wouldn't budge. And we realized after that he misloaded the weight. Yeah, and so well, I forgive James. It's okay. He didn't know. Yeah.
It's okay, James. It happens.
So my very last deadlift session did not go well at all. But that's okay. And I thought, like usually deadlifts taper pretty well. So I had hopes that maybe on the platform, like I'll be able to hit, whatever.
Like the taper can save it, right?
Yeah, the taper can save it. But I missed my third. So I think I just took too big of a jump. So my second attempt was 165 and then I went 172. But in hindsight, I probably should have just stuck with
Right.
170. Yeah.
Did you miss on strength?
I feel like it's a bit of strength, but also my positioning. So I
Right.
tend to, when it's like a heavy weight, I don't know, I just get a bit flustered for deadlifts and then I lose my positioning. Yeah.
That's normal. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Overall, it's not like the worst meet, but also it's not my best. That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
Right, like not the worst meet, but you still came out as champion, right?
Yeah.
or do you think that's a given from now on?
Yeah, within the weight class, yes. Yeah. I think the
Okay.
gap was just too big.
All right. You guys hear that? All right. So, you were the #1 female last year, right?
2022 nationals, yes.
Under 2022 nationals.
Yeah.
And now that Natalie did take that
Mhm.
sort of title from you, do you feel like going into Worlds you have something to prove? Not just
Yeah.
within your weight class, but
Yeah.
also within your federation of
Yes.
the Australian Powerlifting Alliance.
Of course. I mean, like, I love Nat, and like
Yeah.
she really deserves it. She put up an amazing performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, like, just with me being an athlete, I'm always super competitive, and I always want to aim to be the best, right? That's what we all want. We want to aim to be the best. And I wasn't the best version of myself at Nats, and I accept that. So yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of work for me to do going into Worlds. Like, it's like redemption arc.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But my main goal is to
how
just
you
really-
say that.
Mm.
Sorry.
My main goal is
No, you can.
to
You want me
just be what I previously did. So like
at Worlds or at Nats?
at Worlds.
Right, which is
So
the
it's
400.
been it's been a while since I've like PR'd my total. So that's my main goal. I just really want to beat that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you did say that you weren't the best version of yourself. So have you and Steve sort of sat down and taken measures for your prep, maybe what you'll do on meet day, any changes, stuff like that, programming, things like that?
Yeah. So right after Nats, Steve wrote my blog fresh. Like, he didn't start from like an old sheet. He just used a brand new spreadsheet and just wrote
Right.
it from like the beginning. Yeah. So my program now looks really
From
different. Yeah.
Mm,
So we're just testing a few things out.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going into Worlds, you did say that you want to PR your total. But what about going up against other 47 athletes like Turbo Tiff, Orle from Canada, and Espinal from the States?
Yeah. I mean, podium, of course, is always the goal. But I feel like what I did last year was think too much about the future and like about the end goal. And so
Right,
it
and not what
created
you
a
can
lot
put
of
up, right?
pressure. Yeah, like it created a lot
Right.
of pressure for me. And so what Steve told me is to not think too far ahead, just think about today and just like do today to the best of your ability. So I mean, like, of course, I like podium. That's a goal. Yeah, but I'm not going to kind of be too focused on that.
Fixate on that goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
not.
if it happens on the
I
day,
guess
amazing.
what you. Yeah. But I guess what you would be fixating on would be like things that would get you to the podium and not like the destination itself.
Yeah, so like just making sure that I'm confident with my lifts, getting the tech right, and then on the day just making lifts.
Right. Yeah, making lifts, it's all part of the game. Like the strongest lifters, the ones that stand on top of the podium, they always make their lifts. So
Yeah.
if you can do that, I'm confident that I'll be seeing you up there as well.
Yeah.
So Worlds would be your second international meet and also
Yeah.
your second Worlds, right?
Yeah.
So would you say there would be a difference between how you sort of manage your nerves for Malta compared to like what's gonna happen in Lithuania? Like, do you feel more composed? Do you feel more prepared? Stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think having last year's Worlds experience under my belt would help me a lot going into this Worlds. So I kind of know what to expect already. I know what the process is like. And I've met some of the people before. So I feel like being able to do all that last year makes me feel a lot less nervous this
Right.
year. Yeah, so it
It's
does help.
great. Like it's always building up. Yeah, always building up your competition experience.
Yeah.
So last year we didn't see your partner Anthony fly with you, right?
Yeah, he didn't go.
Will he be coming to Lithuania with you this time?
Yeah, he will be.
Awesome. So we're gonna get the boyfriend buff, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get like a banner of Vicky.
You
He's gonna be
you
holding
probably
it.
hear. I reckon you'll be able to hear his voice on the live stream because he's got a really distinct,
Right. All
loud
right.
voice. Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you guys have any plans after, before and after, to like go visit Lithuania?
We probably won't stay in Lithuania for too long, but Anthony, myself, and
Mm,
the other performation athlete Andrew. So we're gonna travel
yeah.
together, but we're heading off to Seoul, South Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
So, is it a direct flight from Lithuania to South Korea after that?
There's like a stopover in Turkey. Yeah, but it's like 15 hours, so it's not too bad.
Turkey is right. Okay. So, have you planned your trip to Lithuania? Like, have you
Yeah,
planned the tickets? Have you planned? Oh,
yeah,
already.
yeah. I just kind of almost finalized everything. Yeah,
Awesome.
all the flights are booked. It's just like accommodation. Yeah,
Accommodation. Right. I assume you'll be staying at the competition hotel.
yeah. For the first couple of days, I think,
Right.
or at least
So,
until I compete.
right. Do you have an estimation as to when you're competing? And how
It'll
long
be
do you
it'll
have?
be on Saturday night, I think. So it'll be like the
Saturday
first
night.
day.
Right.
Yeah, I'm heading there a week earlier.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
plenty of time to lose weight and
yeah,
plenty of time to cut.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just worried about like the water retention when like you fly
Yeah.
because I know a few people suffered
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 30 hours for you? Right.
Yeah, roughly 25. Yeah.
Wow. Any layovers from Australia to Lithuania?
Yeah. So we're gonna stay in Sweden, Stockholm, for a couple of days, and
Right.
we're hoping to train at Kalle Johansson's gym, Delif Miyagi.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. We found
So
where he
will
trains.
he
So it's
be right? Will you be training with him?
well, hopefully he's there. Hopefully we can catch him there. I want to see
Yeah,
a new
hopefully he's
deadlift.
not on his way to Lithuania already.
Nah, it will be too early for him. I reckon we'll catch him like doing
Yeah,
his
because he competes after
last
you.
peak session. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Awesome. So, all right, it's been good to hear your plans and
Mm-hmm.
what you have in store for us at Worlds. So, do you have any plans after Worlds? As
We don't have any comps planned or lined up. I guess I just want to come back and like just train and get stronger, I guess.
right.
Yeah. And
Because
I think
otherwise
doing too
everyone's
many
gonna leave
comps
you, right?
doing too many comps in a year kind of does a bit more damage, I think. Like you just can't, it's hard to progress. That's what I think. Yeah. So it'll be good to finally
Right.
have
Yeah.
like
It's hard to
a
build momentum when like
long, yeah.
yeah.
Like I want a longer time, not time off, but off season kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. So before we end the podcast, I guess for our viewers to get to know you better, like rapid fire questions about yourself, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first question: what do you do in your day-to-day life outside of powerlifting?
I work from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm a graphic designer / art director at like a retail company. And then
Okay.
literally I train after and
So
that's it.
yeah.
I sleep.
so it's you wake up, you eat, you work, then you
Yeah.
train and sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Like I don't
Okay.
have any time Monday to Friday to do anything else. Maybe I can fit in like one YouTube video. That's it.
Have you arranged your leaves?
Yeah.
Have you like yeah, you've gotten your leaves approved?
Yeah, but like I'm completely maxed out. I'll come back with
No.
0.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess we know what you're doing this year. Just Worlds.
Yeah. I'll just be working. Yeah. Come back from Worlds and just work.
All right. So next question. What is your favorite personal powerlifting moment to date?
I would say the 2022 Nationals because I
Where you
feel like,
cemented yourself as the number one female?
yeah, it was like a breakthrough moment for me.
Right. Okay. So next question. Favorite lift, squat, bench, or deadlift?
It always changes. I
Okay.
guess right now, maybe deadlifts for now,
All
but
right.
we'll see in a few weeks.
And lastly, what does powerlifting mean to you, and like what does it symbolize?
I feel like powerlifting has taught me a lot of things, and like where I can sort of use that in my everyday life as well outside the gym. But you know, just like being resilient, believing in yourself, and um, putting in the work will always get you somewhere.
That's
So yeah,
right.
I just feel like, yeah,
Can't
it's
argue with that,
just
right?
working hard, work ethic. You know, like I work
Yeah.
hard in the gym, but I also work hard outside. So like my work and like my personal life, I'm just a all-in person. Yeah.
Right. All right. So thank you for sharing with us your story.
Thank you for having
And
me.
that concludes this. Yeah, no problem. It's always a pleasure. And this concludes our episode of Perf Podcasts, Athlete Things Road to Worlds. Thank you.
Yeah.